Good morning. Good morning. Today we're checking in on the Bitcoin dominance, XRP over Bitcoin dominance, and XRP price action, along with the SIGMA coin. So, all right. So here we are. We've been kind of just haven't gotten back to the Bitcoin dominance for a little bit here, and we're just going to kind of check in just to see how it's looking. We've just been doing basically a sideways float to kind of show that the price action is just kind of slowly rolling over. So we can see that we had kind of a momentum shift here where it ended up going a little bit to the downside. Now we've kind of come back up, but now we weren't able to sustain that upward price action. So Bitcoin is now beginning the descent yet again of having market dominance here on the momentum indicators. So we got a triple confirmation below the 50-yard line on this one down here at the bottom. Red here and purple here for this daily candle that we're currently in. So this has yet to fully close, so we'll have to wait, of course, officially till tomorrow for that to be in. But it's a good sign that the dominance for Bitcoin is starting to weaken and head to the downside. So with that, we have the same inverse happening here on XRP. So XRP has popped off against Bitcoin, moved to the side against Bitcoin, had the 10-10 event against Bitcoin, and now has been just slowly grinding its way off the lows here. And we were seeing momentum shift to the downside. Well, now it's shifting to the upside. So we can see our bottom indicators moving up to the 50-yard line. And through it, you can actually see it peeking out there right there. This one is now getting ready to flip back to green as it's about to catch, probably in a day or two, the momentum here. And this one's moving its way back up to a smaller level. So as long as XRP holds its value, or at least maintains it against Bitcoin, we should see the momentum pushing higher here against Bitcoin soon. So probably within the next day or two. Fed meeting, by the way. And then finally, we jump over to XRP itself. Pretty good price action thus far. So our daily is potentially shortening. So we don't have a confirmation yet, but we do have a kind of a curve up component here, flat on this level. And I believe this one is, in fact, about to cross the 50-yard line down here at the bottom. So we'll see if that's able to work its way through. But on the shorter time frames, we've got our 4-hour giving us some strength here. So the 4-hour was rolling over, actually seeing it kind of weaken, and then wham, buys stepped in again. So we keep setting continual higher highs right underneath, higher lows right underneath this -1 deviation here. So this thing is definitely getting coiled, especially on the 4-hour. You can see it's shortening here, green here, above the 50-yard line here. So there was a fake out on how it looked last night. A couple hours ago, but now it's actually moving and grinding back up again. So I suspect, due to the short level that is against this asset, that we're probably going to see a massive upside here very soon. So, and then finally, jumping over to the SIGMA coin, we can see the same phenomenon happening here, where we have the large completion of a slow falling wedge for this final Y leg, and we too are off. If we showed that the 10-10 event was the low, are working on setting higher lows to grind out of here, with our RSI on the daily flipping positive on Stotch and the RSI itself. Buys coming in, you can see volume starting to pick up, and so there's been a beginning of the shift here as volume is now returning, and things are starting to kind of get a little bit of like, ooh, right? Ooh. So we'll see how that ultimately plays, but it's definitely starting to curl after a long year-long descent, and it's getting ready to move back up again. So all right, so yes, that's basically how I'm looking at the market this morning. So far everything looks wonderful. So Sigma's getting ready to start coiling with everything else. We have the movement of our overall XRP coin itself curving back bullish on the 4-hour. Daily is still not fully confirmed, so we got to be monitoring that and be aware that it could still weaken and roll over. But the dominance against Bitcoin is starting to also go up on the daily, and we see Bitcoin's daily starting to roll over and fall. So these are all good signs of rotation coming into the market, and I do fully expect that we are very close to this market cycle shifting and heading to the downside here pretty soon, where dominance for Bitcoin falls potentially as low as 43%, which would be a massive rally. So, all right, we'll check in tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching.